On this episode of the Junior Wakefield Show, motivator, innovator, inspirator, artist, fitness enthusiast, bodyguard? I believe everyone has greatness in them. As a personal trainer, it's my goal to get people to push themselves and to see the greatness in them that I see. And some people have stories so great, so incredible, I felt the need to share them with the world. Join me as I sit down and talk with some of the people who define greatness in our generation. This is the Junior Wakefield Show. Welcome to the Junior Wakefield Show. I'm Junior Wakefield, and today's guest is a special friend of mine that I've known for 20 years. This person is just, I'd like to say jack of all trades, but that probably won't fit. But this person is a motivator, a person who inspires, an artist, a fitness enthusiast, an activist, and yes, you heard it right, a bodyguard. I'd like to welcome my special guest, Christina Yielding. Christina, how you doing?
Fantastic.
Now, was I right on any of that?
Oh, yeah.
I was right
You
on all
nailed
of that?
it, yeah.
Which is good. Well, that's a good thing. Good, how are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Well, good, but welcome
Happy
to the
to be
show.
here. Thank you.
Good.
This is awesome.
So what do you think? You think everything? What do you think about everything?
This is so amazing. Like, I knew you were going to be something big eventually, and this is it. I knew it.
Well, I was going to be something big, like I'm not already big, but still.
Bigger.
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 Oh, wait, I'm going to be bigger? Or
No,
no, I'm just messing with you.
Your personality, and you're always inspiring people and motivating people, and you changed my life. And you're one of my most sacred mentors.
Well, appreciate that. Thank you very much. Did anybody else hear that? So just to let you guys know. Just a shout out real quick. I want to give a shout out to my dad. Dad, hope you're feeling better. Shout out to Zachary. I know he had a treatment yesterday. So, hey, we're going to kick cancer's ass. Just give you a heads up. So love you. Hang in there. My daughter Landry, who wasn't feeling well today, but she'll be back next week after the holidays. So, and also our biggest fan who is here in the audience, Michael Price. Michael Price, we don't have a camera on you, but, applause. Thank you, Mike, for being here. So, I talked about bodyguard. I'm going to let you tell that story, and I'll fill in places every now and then. But how did that happen?
So there was this place called Sting where Junior and I met, and I went in as a hostess. And the next thing I knew, they needed a female on the security because there was no females. It was all males. And when there was fight breaking out, they couldn't touch the females. So they had to have a female come in and intervene with that. And Junior asked me if I ever worked out before or if I was up for the position. And I was like, of course. So I was honored to take the position, and I ran with it. And
wait, but no, before you jump in there real quick. For you to be on a security team, an all-male security team, you had to be a badass.
Yeah.
A badass. And you are a badass. And you were a badass at that particular time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I was.
Because you didn't take anything from anybody that was going to be disrespectful. You didn't take anything from the security staff that was like, what? A female?
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. Now, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's okay. It really brought out my leadership skills, and you really pushed me to my limits.
I did, most definitely.
Yeah, I was, being the only female on the security, you have to take a leadership role because you have to get respect. I mean, I was littler than everybody, but bigger. Does that make sense?
Of course. You don't have to tell me. You need to tell the people out there, because I saw something in you that I don't know if you saw in yourself at that particular time.
I probably did not see that in myself, which is why I believed you fully when you sat me down to tell me that I was fired.
Now, but let me go back just a little bit. Now, during that transition of when I came over, there was a lot of things that needed to change. And I was the guy who was coming in to change. I was the most hated person at that particular time. Some people knew what my job responsibility was coming in to make a change.
Well, when you came in there like you were creeping around and just watching everybody for a while. We're like, who's this guy? Who's this
And
big guy standing over there in the corner watching everybody?
And nobody paid attention. And I was trying to tell everybody.
I did.
And it was like, you guys need to watch. And nobody did. And also, I want to give a shout out to Carlos Losa. Rest in
Yes,
peace, Carlos. Carlos passed away with his battle with cancer, but he was our mentor. He was a gentleman that showed us the ropes, and I want to give a shout out to him and to his family, because his family was incredible and inspiring, and he was a great leader. So shout out to him. But when I sat you down, you know, I had sat down quite a few people, and a lot of people we just let go.
Yeah.
And when I sat you down, I knew that was the premise of what you were. Oh my God, what in the world?
My
What
heart
did I
was
do?
pounding so hard out of my shirt. I thought you could hear it.
Oh man! And when I told you you weren't right for that job, and you were like,
It was everything to me. Like
Yeah,
I was,
it was-
first one there, last one to leave. I
Yep.
mean, just on point. I could not think of any reason why you would want to fire me. I couldn't imagine it.
and the crazy thing about it wasn't to fire her, it was to promote her, because I thought that she was the leader of the security team, which is exactly what she was. And sure enough, before the tears start to roll,
Right
I
before.
told her that, hey, no, you're getting promoted. And she was like, what?
Yeah. And it was that moment where I realized that, I think that was when I realized I knew that I was a badass. I knew that I had lived up to my potential right then. And then he wanted to push it just a little bit further.
I did, and I kept pushing it, and I kept pushing her, because there was a certain level that I needed you to be, that you would see, whether I was there or not. And one of the things that I mentioned to you is you need to learn everything I know, so that when it's time for me to go, you can go ahead and take over. And for you to be promoted each step of the way, you had to train your replacement.
And which was exactly what happened. And you trained me so well that I moved up in such a short period of time, because I took in everything that you taught me. And I still use all of those things today.
No, that's awesome. So that was a quick story about being a bodyguard. And when I mean security, there were a lot of people that she had to deal with, but that's another show, you know. So you're an artist.
Yes. Yes.
You're an artist. Where did this come about?
So I've always been like a garage artist, I guess you could say. I've always done it at home on my spare time, down in the garage, which I didn't have a whole lot of spare time then. We were there.
That is true.
We were there all the time. But one time, my friend Candace Taylor, she had a gallery down in downtown Dallas. She was asking me to DJ, because do all these things, and she was like, "Why don't we put one of your pieces in the show?" And I was like, "Oh no way, no." And she did. She snuck one in there, and this dentist bought it for like $600. It didn't even have a frame on it or anything. And I was like, "What? $600 for one of my paintings, and it didn't even have a frame? Okay, maybe I can do this." But I didn't still quite have the confidence yet. And my job transitioned over into being a nanny for a family. So then I was painting all the time with the kids, and picking up scrap wood off the side of the road, putting it in the back of my truck, taking it home and painting it. And then I went to San Antonio for the summer, and I saw people selling fruit on the side of the road. And so I decided to pull up like 10 miles past them and put all my paintings out and put a tarp out. And I started painting on the side of the road, and people started pulling over. They were watching me paint. They were buying my paintings. I was like, this is amazing. When I get back to Dallas, I'm going to do this exact thing. And I did. I went and entered my first show. I painted live, and it has just taken off from there.
Now, I've seen quite a few events and so forth that you've had on social media and so forth, and I see crowds.
Yes. Nothing draws a crowd quite like a crowd.
That is, and I see you going back and forth, and I'm like, wow. And of course, my schedule being as crazy as it is, I wasn't able to make a lot of those. And so, but where does your inspiration come from, being an artist?
So there's this energy field called the flow. And people that are aware of it, most musicians and artists are aware of the flow. And once you are able to tap into that, and really it's just a matter of allowing, you just allow it to tune into it. There's this wave of energy that just kind of rolls through you, and it's just so exhilarating that I want to catch that wave as often as I can. And the inspiration comes from like Lindsey Sterling. She plays the violin with like dubstep. There's no words, so it doesn't trigger any like emotions and stuff like that. I love music. I love to dance. I did this robotic dancing that I learned how to do during COVID because I got so bored. So I'm all over the place with the creativity. When you get a block here, you do something over there. When you get a block there, you know, you come back over here. And then that flow just kind of keeps going. But my inspiration is always just to see what can be created in that flow.
Now, a lot of your paintings are, I mean, because you've done some major pieces
Yes.
for some major people.
Yes.
Can you name any?
Safely, I can say Cozy's Kitchen in Lakewood.
Okay.
I did the wall there. It's about 23 feet long and 15 feet high. And that was a really big, whimsical tree that I painted. It took me 2 months to finish that one.
Wow.
I did do a painting for Lindsay Sterling. Gave that to her at her concert when she was in Oak Cliff. Some of the other people, I just, you know, they probably prefer that I don't.
Of course,
go,
most definitely.
You know. But let's just say that it's out there.
Oh, okay. It's out there. So now, if somebody wants to see one of your paintings, where can they go? Where can they
They
find it?
can go to my website, cdy-art.com, my Facebook, my Instagram, Christina D. Yielding, or my house. Call me and schedule an appointment. I'll give you a private tour.
There you go. See, you heard that. You heard there. And you see she didn't give out her phone number. So, but, you know, if anybody's interested in your artwork, then most definitely. So, now, we got artwork. We got security. You like to work out.
Got to get on that fitness.
Ooh,
Yes.
boy, anybody look at her? Hey, she went to the dressing room. I dropped back in there and started doing some push-ups to kind of make sure that I wasn't getting left off the stage, because I was like, what in the world? I was like, wow. And I got Michael Price over. Michael Price, well, I wish we had a camera, because he's doing push-ups now. So he's about to drop and do some burpees or something. But wow. I mean, okay, so what's going on with this?
So during COVID, I went through this kind of weird phase of kind of having that creativity block. And I thought, you know what? I haven't worked out in 10 years, because I was a personal trainer at 24 Hour Fitness many years ago. And I thought, my new goal is going to look better in my 40s than I have my entire life. And I went downstairs and I painted myself a ladder, because I do functional training. And I just started. It was in August of last year. And I mean, I've been dedicated to it and committed to it, doing it every day. I do 20 push-ups every night before I go to bed, no matter what. And it's paying off.
Girl, yeah. Does anybody not see? Show your guns again. Look at that. Woo! No, okay. So let me ask you. Do you mind telling your age?
I'm 41.
Yeah. I'm about to. As soon as they put the camera back on her, I'm gonna drop down and give me some push-ups in or
We
something.
can arm wrestle.
I'm gonna let Michael Price do that one. You know, I'll let him handle that one. So, wow. So you got you're doing your fitness. You're taking care of yourself.
I'm living the dream.
You are. That was
Yeah,
next.
I am
You're
living the dream.
Now you're a motivator.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
You.
Hey, you guys heard that. For anybody, you heard that, right? So if for anybody that says that I don't know what I'm doing, or you say I'm messy, for some of you guys out there, she said it. I didn't say it, you know, and it's kind of one of those things that everything that you do in life, or everything that I want to do in life, I want to leave an imprint on someone. And the someone is, when I say that, you know, everybody that I've worked out with, or everybody trained, or everybody that's been on the show has been an inspiration in one point or another. They've touched my life. They've touched other people's lives from many of the comments and so forth that we've seen. But this right here, this Christina is an inspiration, a motivation, not just to me, but just to many out there. When Michael Price walked in the room and she recognized him from watching his video, I mean, his head, he can't even get out of the room because his head's so big right now. But when you talk about inspiring people, when we talk about, and the reason why I do this show, Christina is that person. She is that person that motivates. She is that person that says, you can't stop me. You can't tell me what I can't do. And if you think you can, then try to stop me. And you continue to keep doing it.
Yeah, and it's also important that, like, being an artist is a very vulnerable thing to be. Like, when you're getting into shows or competitions and stuff, I had a really awful experience at one of the shows. I won't say their names because I don't want to say anything bad about any, you know, different companies. But the other artist that was in the show too, the way that they let us know that we didn't win was they called us up to the stage and called us out being funny. And he was like, "I've always wanted to be on American Idol. You did not win. You may go home." And this poor girl, she was not got this thick skin yet that I have, because I've been in, you know, been in this for a while. she was just bawling her eyes out. And I mean, I was so upset for her because she felt, she will never do another show again. That girl was totally just humiliated. And I've spent a lot of time after that encouraging her and talking to her to get back out there again. And you can do this. And don't worry, that was just one, you just fell down. So what? You can get back up. So if that's the worst thing that ever happens, that's as bad as it'll ever hurt. So keep going.
That's
Now
true.
you know that that's as bad as it's going to be. So, and now she's doing really well.
And that's awesome.
And she's doing really well.
Now, here's another question. Has everything you've done been easy?
No, I did not go to school for this. I was not taught by this. Never had this, financial support behind me from like my parents and stuff like that. Everything's been on my own, learning how to do it and just figuring it out as I go. I can tell you how not to paint.
Okay.
I got 14 years of mistakes that I can tell you how not to do it.
Okay.
But I've been blessed with some really good people in my life that I think that when you set your goal to something that's attainable and you are determined to get there, the universe just kind of starts putting the people into your path that help you, because you can't do anything by yourself. You have to have a team, and I've been blessed to have that team. I have my installer, Dave Miller. He's been with me since the very first installation. He's also like a construction, carpenter. He can build anything. He taught me how to make my frames 45-degree cuts and make them cleaner and more solid, and told me you need to get the more expensive wood, quit picking wood up off the side of the road.
Wow.
And really just without him, I don't believe that my game would have been as strong as it is now. Like, I'm very confident in my artwork because I know that it's quality.
Now, good. Now, how do you keep yourself motivated? Now, I know you say sometimes you have obstacles, you have roadblocks, and then you do something else, and then you come back to this. But how do you keep staying motivated?
Knowing that other people are watching and motivated by me, that keeps me like I don't have a choice. I have to keep pursuing and keep going forward. And I always want to see, if I did that and that was so amazing, what else can I do? I always want to keep trying to get to that next level. That's what it
incredible.
is. Yeah.
Now, we do have a couple of pictures that I want to show. Where's this at?
That's my house. That's my artwork behind me there.
And then, what are you wearing?
Those are my paint jeans. Those are custom-made jeans, yes. Those are, actually, I just work in them, and then people are always like, where did you get your jeans? And I'm like, I've been working, I've been painting, and they wanted me to buy them, so I started selling them too.
Really?
Yeah, I just went to the thrift store, got a bunch of different sizes, laid them all out. When I'm painting paintings, I'll just walk over there with the scrapers and just clean them off on the jeans.
That's incredible. Now, what's this? This
is my latest installation. I just got back from Austin. Behind me it's like one side is like a piano keyboard. The other side, I wish we had the full picture of it. It's like the clef note, and I've made that red S. It's on front of the painting. It's actually coming out like 2 inches in front of the painting.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of 3D.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay, what is this?
So this is me working out in my studio. That's a piece of my art behind me. That's the heaviest weight that I'll lift right there. It's only like 30 pounds, I think, total. But that's just being focused right there.
Girl, now going back to that picture, how does that make you feel?
Makes me feel proud. I feel like, wow. I mean, that photograph makes me say, you did it.
You did it.
I wish I would have brought a picture of the August when I started a year ago, because there's a huge difference. I lost 14 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I never thought that I was, like overweight or anything, but I just knew that I could look better than what I looked. Because, and I thought I can look better than the way I've ever looked if I really put my mind to it. And I'm accomplishing that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, what would you tell other people out there who may be in a rough situation, or who may be lost, or who may not think that their painting's good enough, or may not think that they're good enough, or just all that other stuff? What would you say to them?
I would say, first, you've got to not worry about whatever other people think. That's the first thing you got to get over.
Say that one more time so everybody can hear you.
You have to not worry about what other people think, because their opinion, if you go on other people's opinions of your art or of you, you will never make it. You will never make it. You have to just believe in yourself. And no matter what, just get into that flow and just allow it to happen, and don't judge it. Just don't judge it.
So if a person is not used to something, and somebody says, man, I really like to draw, but I don't know about painting, and it's not something that I'm confident in, what do you tell them?
The only thing stopping you is fear and common sense.
Woo! Fear. I like that one. I like that one. Fear and common sense.
Fear and common sense is the only thing that gets in the way.
Now, when you were going through, say, a rough time, and then you start to make that change and you start to see that curve. When you saw that curve, what were you thinking at that particular time?
About time. It's about time.
It's about time.
Because when you are struggling to get somewhere, it feels like you're never going to get there, and you get to the point of it's just not worth it. I'm putting all of my energy, I'm putting everything into this, and just nothing is happening. That's when it is about to happen. That is normally the first sign that something is about to break.
But knowing you, and knowing that our conversations that we've had throughout the years, and knowing that that thing in your mindset, because you mentioned it earlier before we were on air, was you have to train the person that's behind you.
Yes.
And so now you do a lot of things. You do a lot of things for the community. You do a lot of you just do a lot.
Yes.
Can you mention some of those things?
Yes, I donate to quite a few charities. One charity that I've grown really close to is the Warren Center for Kids with Cognitive Disabilities. And I cannot encourage artists more to get your art out there and donate. I know artists don't like to give their stuff away, but let me tell you, I gave my art away for the first 3 years. I did not hardly get paid anything for the art that I gave away. But now, after that, it has, all those little seeds that I were planting, they're all sprouting now. And it does take time. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing happens like that. You just got to keep putting yourself out there. And the most important thing is control your thoughts. Your thoughts will control your entire life.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. So before we leave here, there's one thing that I talked to you about. Now, I had Dwayne Snyder on the show, and Dwayne, I'm not calling you out, but this is something I would like to do. Well, I'm doing it on camera, so I guess I am calling you out. So Dwayne, his story, and if you guys haven't seen Dwayne's story, I'd love for you to go back on earlier episode of Junior Wakefield Show and check out his story. Because what I want to do is I want to get Dwayne, Christine, and myself and get us all in the gym to work out and record it. And then I want us to come back on here and to be able to share not just our workouts, but share our inspiration, because I think there's similar stories in all of us. And I think it would be something that would be incredible. And so, Dwayne, I would love to do that with you and Christina and myself.
Bring it,
if that's
Dwayne.
something. See,
let's do this.
There you go. Well,
Yeah.
It makes it even better. So, Dwayne, I hope you're watching and paying attention. So, but it would be great. And Dwayne, I'll be getting in contact with you for that one. I want you to look into your camera, because you have your camera right there, and I want you to give some inspiring words to anybody out there. Give shout outs, give things that you want to do, things that you've learned. The one thing that I am going to repeat, and I'm like, she learned a lot of stuff from me. She did learn something from me, so which is amazing. But please look in your camera right there and give a shout out to anybody out there, anybody that's watching. Give a shout out to the people that may look at you as inspiring, an activist, a motivator. Just go ahead. Say, go to your camera. Go to your camera.
The list is so long, but let me just start off by first, let me say thank you to Dave Miller, my installer, who I wouldn't be here where I am right now without you. Ashley, you are Ashley Interior Designs. She's an up-and-coming interior designer. She's really showing herself, and she's really pushing along. I'm really proud of her. And we've kind of partnered up a little bit now, so I do the artwork for her interior design stuff. Of course, Terry Bush. Definitely couldn't be here without you. Also, Christy Holman, thank you so much for my website, everything that you helped me with from the very beginning. You are in my heart forever. Tiffany, my friend that helps me, assist me with my shows sometimes. There's just so many people. I hope nobody's offended that I left anybody out. It's a little bit of pressure right now trying to get everybody's name in there. But the advice that I would have is really the ultimate thing is if you can just change your way of thinking and stop thinking the way that you think now. And when you have a negative thought come in your mind, immediately stop it and think of something positive or something that you're grateful for, because the attitude of gratitude will put you in a way better place with the universe of the law of attraction. And just go general, but you've got to stop the negative thinking, because that will never get you where you want to go. You have to think as if you already are or already have the thing that you want to be or want.
Oh, wow. That's powerful. That's powerful. Well, I want to give a shout out. For one, I want to give a shout out to Christina. I want to give a shout out to you.
What?
Because the thing about it is when the things that I saw was 20 years ago,
Yeah.
and to where you are today is awesome.
Well,
I mean, it is awesome. It is truly amazing, because at that particular time there were things that you didn't know where you were going.
yeah.
You didn't know where you were headed. You didn't know what was left, what was right. You didn't see what was in front of you. But I saw something in you. And whether I pushed you one way or another,
Oh, you did.
you took it and you
Yeah.
ran with it.
I did.
And to who you are today. And
Yes.
and that's an awesome inspiration. You know, the people that you shout out, Terry, great shout out to you. Thank you very much. I mean, because I see the smile on your face all the time, you know, which is amazing. I also want to give a shout out to Michael Price, because Michael Price is here, and Michael Price is, you know, his inspiration, his motivation, and for you to be able to recognize him and to see these accomplishments.
Movers and shakers.
That's exactly it. That's a huge shout out to him. Shout out, you know, Hunter Smith, Kelly Smith. Shout out to Mona Beats. Shout out to all my workout groups. You know, Parker, Forney, Greenville, West Plano, Far West Plano, Prosper, Uptown. So I want to give a shout out to you guys, because thank you guys very much.
Oh, wait, I've got one more shout out. This
Okay,
is
go
the
ahead.
most important one. I'm sorry. All of my clients. Thank you.
There you go.
All of my
That
clients.
is
Thank
awesome.
you. Okay.
Woo! She almost missed that one. Woo! She was about to be in trouble talking about the people that she
Yeah.
got.
Woo.
You know, Andrew, our producer, I give a shout out to Real News PR, because without them, you know, this wouldn't be possible. Andrew, producer, incredible. Jeff Curley, wow. Jeff, Sarah, Josh, Sarah, all you guys out there, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. Shout out to my family, dad, sister, family at the house, you know, everybody out there that's had the opportunity to watch the show, that appreciates it, that continues to keep watching. I say thank you very much. Anyone out there that's been under the weather, hey, you guys be safe out there. I did say Jeff, Carolee, hey, shout out to you. And shout out to everybody, as I said, everybody out there. You know, the Junior Wakefield Show is about inspiring people. There's some of you guys I want to contact about, because you have a story. Christina has an incredible story, and I'll be following up again with her coming soon. More collaborations with her and other people. But thank you guys for watching the Junior Wakefield Show. This was it's a Tuesday right before Thanksgiving. So everybody out there, be safe, have fun, and stay tuned for what's on your plate, because we got that coming next. So thank you guys for watching the Junior Wakefield Show. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Anything else?
Just all my clients. Thank you again.
I appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving
Happy
to you guys
Thanksgiving.
too.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving to you guys too. All right. Appreciate it. Well, thank you guys very much.